Jey Uso's controversial win and fan backlash. Jey Uso's recent victory has stirred controversy among fans, mainly because many wanted to see a fresh face compete for the world title. For a lot of fans, this felt like LA Knight's final true moment in the spotlight slipping away. While it's true that the negative sentiment toward main event Jey isn't reflected inside arenas, the online reaction tells a different story. WWE's official YouTube upload of Jey's Battle Royal win on Raw currently sits at over 84,000 dislikes, making it not only the most disliked video on WWE's YouTube channel in 2025, but also one of the most disliked wrestling clips ever. Some fans on social media have called for WWE to pivot creatively. However, this seems unlikely, as the backlash appears to be limited to the online community. WWE likely feels that the criticism hasn't affected the live audience, so they may continue with their current creative direction. Could this backlash ever carry over into live crowds? That seems doubtful. Jey remains extremely popular at shows, making this one of the rare cases where online negativity doesn't translate to real-world reactions. All signs currently point to Jey losing his upcoming world title match against CM Punk, and the online criticism of his Battle Royal win may only reinforce that decision. Some fans have speculated about a possible heel turn for Jey, but given his immense popularity, it would be a risky move. The most probable reason Jey is facing Punk is that he's a big enough name to take a clean loss without it damaging his standing or fan support. If LA Knight were the one to lose cleanly to Punk, it would likely have a much bigger negative impact. From that perspective, WWE's booking choice makes sense. However, imagine if things go differently and Jey Uso actually wins at Saturday night's main event. That would certainly shake things up. ESPN reportedly unhappy with WWE deal. Earlier this week, Dave Meltzer reported that WWE's shows on ESPN weren't performing well. According to him, WrestlePalooza, WWE's debut event on the ESPN platform, was considered a flop, and ESPN might struggle to profit from the deal. These reports quickly caught the attention of ESPN executives, who issued a formal response. Sports journalist Stephen Muehlhausen shared a statement from an ESPN representative on X, formerly Twitter, saying, "Things are currently going well. We don't provide specific viewership numbers, but we've started strong and are pleased with the results so far." It's interesting that ESPN chose to publicly address these rumors. This likely indicates they felt Meltzer's report cast both ESPN and WWE in a negative light. Moreover, if the numbers truly were disappointing, it's doubtful ESPN would admit that publicly just a month into the deal. It would damage their partnership and investor confidence. Fortunately for ESPN, several major WWE events are scheduled over the next year, including the Royal Rumble and WrestleMania. These should help strengthen the partnership and boost viewership. Naomi's hilarious update on baby Fatu. In a lighter story, former WWE Women's World Champion Naomi shared a funny update about her baby, affectionately referred to as baby Fatu. Naomi posted a 16-week sonogram image showing what looks like baby Fatu yeeting, and she captioned it with humor, saying she couldn't believe the baby was already yeeting that early. The post received plenty of love from fans and fellow wrestlers, including Charlotte Flair and Nia Jax, who found it hilarious. Naomi announced her pregnancy earlier this year, which led to her relinquishing the Women's World Championship. While she'll be away from the ring for a while, fans are already looking forward to her eventual return, possibly in 2027. WWE urged to push Bron Breakker finally. Reports suggest that WWE officials are very high on Bron Breakker and are being urged internally to push him further up the card. Given his momentum and fan support, many believe Breakker could be one of WWE's breakout stars in the near future. WWE criticized for Bron Breakker booking. Despite Bron Breakker's impressive momentum, some fans have criticized WWE's booking of him on Raw this week. Breakker looked like a total star on last week's show after attacking Seth Rollins and walking off with the World Heavyweight Championship. Photos of him holding the title quickly went viral online, and it seemed like WWE had a golden opportunity to make him the guy. Unfortunately, WWE decided to have Breakker return the title and excluded him from the Battle Royal altogether. This decision left fans frustrated, feeling that WWE missed a major chance to elevate a future star. One former WWE superstar who strongly believes WWE should push Breakker to the moon is Dolph Ziggler. Speaking on Busted Open Radio, Ziggler argued that WWE has nothing to lose by giving Breakker a main event opportunity. There's one way to find out: throw his ass in the deep end and let's go. If you're getting behind somebody, and they're ready, who cares if they're not 45? Put them in the main event and give them a shot. It used to be sink or swim, why not do it now? You've taken care of these people, they look like breakout stars waiting to happen. Give them the big shot and see if they deliver. Ziggler's comments echo the sentiment of many fans who want WWE to invest in its younger talent. Right now, most of the wrestlers competing for world titles are over 40 years old. While that's not yet a critical issue, WWE will eventually need to create new main event level stars as veterans begin to retire. WWE has been subtly teasing a future showdown between Breakker and Roman Reigns, and with Seth Rollins currently sidelined, signs point to that match potentially taking place at WrestleMania next year. Breakker and Dominic Mysterio are among the younger talents WWE appears to be building up, but the question remains: will WWE truly go all the way and make them top-level attractions? Where is AJ Lee? Fans have been wondering, where exactly is AJ Lee? The former Divas champion has been virtually absent from WWE programming since WrestlePalooza. It was widely reported that AJ had signed a full-time WWE deal, but based on her current absence, that deal either hasn't taken effect yet or the reports were inaccurate. Recently, a Facebook post surfaced claiming AJ had announced she was on a book tour and would soon return to challenge Becky Lynch for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. However, it was later confirmed that the account was fake. In reality, AJ appears to be focused on her book tour and other projects outside of WWE. Once those commitments wrap up, it's expected that she'll return on a full-time basis. WWE has clearly been planting the seeds for an eventual AJ vs Becky Lynch rematch, especially considering AJ made Lynch tap out earlier this year. A potential showdown at Survivor Series makes sense, especially since the rumored War Games match between The Vision and Team CM Punk may have been scrapped. WWE will need other marquee matches to help sell the event. The New Day staying with WWE. Rumors recently circulated that The New Day, Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods might be leaving WWE for another promotion. However, both men have officially signed new contracts to stay with the company. A recent Fightful Select Q&A shed light on the situation, revealing that both Kofi and Woods wanted to remain with WWE, though negotiations for Woods reportedly went down to the wire. According to the report, Xavier wanted to stay, but he was also in a position where he didn't have to compromise. He was willing to do what was best for him. Ultimately, that meant staying with WWE. No conversations reportedly took place between the New Day and AEW. While the idea of the New Day leaving WWE would have been shocking, it appears both men are WWE lifers and will likely retire with the company. Goldberg throws shade at Asuka. In a recent interview on Real Talk with Mike Burke, wrestling legend Goldberg appeared to throw subtle shade at Asuka while discussing how WWE handled her legendary undefeated streak. Goldberg suggested that WWE deliberately recreated his famous WCW winning streak with Asuka's 914-day run across NXT and the main roster, but notably failed to even mention her by name, saying, "They already did some girl at WWE. They did it on purpose. I have nothing against her, but yeah." Fans weren't happy with Goldberg's comments, viewing them as dismissive and disrespectful. Many pointed out that he could have easily referred to Asuka by name, especially given her accomplishments. Goldberg also hinted that WWE may still hold resentment toward his WCW dominance, saying, "I think there's always going to be a burr in their ass that I was part of a company that beat them in the ratings." The remarks sparked backlash among fans, who felt Goldberg was unnecessarily taking shots at one of WWE's most respected female stars. Kurt Angle praises Triple H. While fan opinions on Triple H's creative direction in 2025 have been mixed, WWE Hall of Famer Kurt Angle recently came to his defense. Speaking on the Ariel Helwani show, Angle had high praise for the game. "He's doing incredibly well. I'm so proud of him. He's a great leader. Being retired, he's focused entirely on making the business the best it can be. TKO made the right decision putting him in charge of creative. Angle and Triple H were longtime rivals during WWE's Ruthless Aggression era, but the two clearly share mutual respect and admiration today. AEW considering all-women's pay-per-view. Finally, AEW may be planning its first-ever all-women's pay-per-view event. Following WWE's success earlier this year with Evolution 2, fans have been calling for AEW to hold a similar event. During an interview with WFAA, Athena confirmed that AEW President Tony Khan has seriously considered the idea. Absolutely, TK has thought about that. It's just about timing. He's been very open about it. We have the best roster in the world, and yes, it's definitely something that's been on his mind since I joined AEW. Given AEW's stacked women's division, featuring stars like Mercedes Moné and Toni Storm, an all-women's PPV could be a huge success if promoted properly. It would also be a historic moment for AEW and women's wrestling as a whole.